Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, or can you see, I have something yet again from Adidas Terrex. Yes, and these are the all-new Adidas Terrex Eastrail 2. Check these things out. Let me actually grab this one. Alright, overall absolutely fantastic comfort level, very lightweight. I am in love with the outsole. I think outsole is just great. Currently $90. The Amazon link is in the description below. I'll also put the backcountry link in the description below. Sometimes better prices on backcountry. But if you really are serious about buying the shoe, make sure to stick around, because this is not any regular shoe review. No, this review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival shoe section. Basically, this wasn't just your hiking shoe or trail running shoe, which actually it's great in doing both, just saying. But if something bad happened and now you were surviving in these, you had to run, you had to walk for extended periods of time, on the way you had to climb, fight, sleep in these without taking them off, would this be good for your survival, or would they get you killed? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin with the criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the shoes and boots that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, non-stop, and then I do a 5-mile walk. Right after, no pauses in between, and then once I'm done with my run and my walk, I continue wearing the shoes or boots, whatever I'm reviewing, for the rest of the day, so the total wear time is 8 hours. And like I said in the beginning, I love the comfort level of these shoes. Obviously, there are a few factors that contribute to the comfort level. Let's start with the first one, which is the weight. Alright, so this is size 10, and I am thinking this should be about... gotta be about 12 ounce. Let's see if I'm anywhere close. 13.8, a little bit of underestimation there. 13.8, I have to say it is a pretty good weight for the hiking shoes, especially with an outsole like this. Again, we'll talk about the outsole later, but this is a pretty good weight. To give you kind of reference numbers, if you want to find shoes that are lightweight, hiking shoes, trail running shoes, I recommend trying to find something under 15 ounce. Obviously, the more under 15 ounces is going to be, the lighter, the more distance you can cover without feeling that fatigue from the weight on your feet. And here it's definitely well under 15 ounce. Again, just to kind of give you clarification, if it's a little bit, 16 ounce, doesn't mean that, you're gonna walk a half a mile and then be done. It really depends on your personal fitness. But at the end of the day, the lighter, obviously, the longer the distance. Of course, there's a lot of other things that contribute. Let's move on to the next factor that contributes to the comfort level, like for example the flexibility of the outsole. And here, check this out. I think it is an excellent balance of the outsole, not being too flimsy. It's definitely, it has a good stiffness. So if you are running, if you're trail running over, some rocky situations, some light mountaineering trail run right there, you definitely want that stiffness. It definitely helps. You don't want the outsole that is too flimsy. But at the same time, because there's a good flexibility, it definitely contributes to the comfort level of the shoe. Another thing that I wanted to point out here is the creasing spots right here. And here, because you have a very soft fabric on the top, this does not really create any pressure points, so again, does not affect the comfort level. Let's move on to the inner sole now, and I'll try to take it out so that I can demonstrate it. And here we go. Now the inner sole, in my opinion, could have been a little bit better over here. It's very thin. There is not much cushioning. So if you do prefer a little bit of the firmer feel whenever it comes to, overall cushioning inside of your shoe, you're gonna appreciate it. Also, you're gonna appreciate it if you prefer flatter inner sole. Now, it does look like there is some arch support, but because it is so just barely, there's not much support in the arch, and there is really no heel bed at all. It's really just, for the most part, flat. So keep that in mind. If you prefer firmer, flatter, you're gonna like it. But if you do like more distinct arch support and a better heel bed, you definitely gonna need to do some more shopping. Once you remove the inner sole, it goes straight into the harder midsole. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the padding. As you can see, there's some padding in the tongue, padding in the shaft, padding here in the heel. Very nice padding in the heel. I do like it quite a lot. Kind of creates just a shape of the padding here in the heel. I think I really want to point it out because it does create very good support for the heel overall. So that's definitely good. But overall, not that much padding. Again, so if you prefer a little bit more cushiony feel, a little bit more padded feel, not much over here. So overall, on the comfort level, pretty good, but keep in mind the points that I have pointed out. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Now, proofing wise, these are not waterproof. For some people, it's really personal preference if you want a waterproof shoe. To me, shoe, something that is low, you don't really need waterproofing. At least that's what I think, because there's not much clearance for the proofing anyway, kind of not much point. Now, whenever it comes to the protection, let's talk about the protection. Here you can see there's a little bit of a reinforcement in the toe box. Not much. Overall, the toe box is soft, so don't drop anything heavy, but it will give you sufficient protection on something, again, something rocky, some small rocks falling, and if you're running, it's gonna give you sufficient amount of protection. Obviously, there's nothing in, no protection in the ankles. There's no shaft. You got the same reinforcement here, a little bit better reinforcement than at the front. You have it here at the heel at the back. I kind of wish that they implemented the same thing here at the front, the same material, just a little bit of a better reinforcement, just to give you a little bit extra. But again, not a big deal. Overall, pretty good. Now, the outsole has plenty of protection. It's a very, very high quality rubber, which is Adidas Terrex. They are known for. They always have quality rubber on their outsoles, but we will talk about this awesome outsole later. Let's move on to the criteria number 3 now, quality and the design features. Now, quality wise, Adidas, questionable, here and there questionable, but Adidas Terrex, now that's a completely different story. Now, whenever it comes to Adidas Terrex, those guys in that department, they definitely know what they're doing whenever it comes to, anything really outdoors. They do quality stuff. And this really is no exception. Plus, this is Eastrail 2, so you're probably wondering, well, there's got to be Eastrail 1. Yes, there is, and I actually reviewed it on this channel, and I was really impressed with that one. There is not any reviews on Amazon for this particular shoe just yet, because it is so new, just came out on the market. But check out the reviews on Eastrail. There are plenty of them, and they're almost 5 stars, so people do like them quite a lot. Let's talk about the design features now. Usually here I talk about the lacing system. Here the lacing system is, as you can see, the laces are nice, thick, and round, just the way I like them. I'm not a fan of those flat, flimsy laces, but this is good. I really do like it. It makes it much easier to tighten it up. Now, whenever it comes to tightening up, as you can see, the loops here are, most of them are fabric, except the very last one to kind of give a little bit of reinforcement. But the fabric, I'm completely fine with these because, saving weight makes sense. All right, let's move on to the criteria number 4 now. Outsole, traction and stability. Now, like I said, Adidas Terrex, they know what they're doing. And one of the things, one of the things that they know what they're doing about is the outsole. Always quality outsole, always quality rubber, very hard, very tough, great protection. But just look at this design. Overall, it's pretty flat. But at the same time, there is plenty of aggression. So on surfaces like wet grass, which I tested these on, I tested them on wet grass, dry grass, wet sand, dry sand, asphalt, tarmac, flat shiny surfaces, just a bunch of everything. Whenever I do my run and my walk, I just go through everything I have, and I have a lot of stuff around the house. Rocky road. This handles well on literally anything that you throw at it. Very, very good outsole. Now, a lot of times I come across the Adidas Terrex, and they have kind of a similar pattern, but the grooves, they would be a little bit rounded. I noticed that a lot of the case with the Continental rubber. Yes, the same company that makes tires. Here is not the case, which is good. It's a really good thing. These are really sharp, and that's great because on slippery surfaces like wet grass, you do need that bite, and you definitely have that in this shoe. Excellent outsole overall. I am definitely a huge fan. But let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. For pointless talk about cold temperature. no reason to talk about cold at all. So let's talk about the hot temperature. Very nice, very breathable. One of the pluses of not having a waterproof shoe or a waterproof boot is that the breathability is much better compared to a waterproof shoe or boot. Here, very nice, very breathable. You don't overheat. Just great. Let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. These are true to the size, no problems there. Just keep in mind the fitment, because here, as you can see, the toe box is kind of squared off. Now they do have, Adidas Terrex that is, they do have some shoes that are even more squared off. If that's what you prefer, just play around with the fitment. You know, it really comes down to the fitment, because we all have different shaped feet. So some shoes that are super comfortable for me might be like terrible comfort for you. So again, you know, I've done plenty of reviews on this channel. Check some stuff out. Yeah, you know, I'm sure you will find something that fits you. All right, let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival shoe, let's say you put it on and you were wearing them, maybe on a hike, maybe on a trail run, or maybe you were just going to the gym, because look at these, they easily be a cool gym shoe, right? And something bad happened, and now you are surviving. You know, you've been running and walking for extended periods of time to get to the safety. Would this be good? I think a huge advantage of something like this, and I kind of briefly already mentioned it just now, is that you can wear these literally anywhere you want. You can go, and I mean, they have so many different colors for these. If you want to look a little bit more tactical, they actually have something that looks like OD green or like olive drab, like ranger green type of shoe, which looks very, very tactical. They have just regular black. They have plenty of colors for these, all right? And there will be more, because that's what Adidas do. They came out, they have certain set of colors, and then they just keep adding variations, because, you know, if they see that the shoe is going to be popular, and this is definitely going to be popular, just like the Eastrail one. And that's really the huge advantage, because you can wear them to anywhere you want, to the gym, to a grocery store, a date, you know, you work, whatever. And you're not gonna look weird, you're not gonna look suspicious, you're gonna look like you're wearing cool, comfortable sneakers. And those cool, comfortable sneakers, they have the capability of literally going through any kind of terrain that you can think of, because they have absolutely fantastic outsole, right? They have pretty good comfort level. Again, depends on the fitment. It depends on if, you know, you appreciate, you know, a thinner, flatter type of insole. But, you know, compared to something that is, for example, has a shaft, is a great hiking boot, let's say, right? It has the waterproofing, it has all a bunch of stuff. But at the same time, you can't really wear it everywhere you go. So it ends up being, you know, at home in your closet, and you're not always around your home and your closet whenever the survival situations happen. They happen unexpected, right? So this will always have the advantage of something like this. And let's move on to the very last criteria. Here is criteria number 8, the price. $89.85 currently on Amazon, so $90. I think it is a pretty good price. Again, this is a brand new shoe, just came out on the market, so obviously it's going to be at the top of that price line. If you wait 6 miles down the road, it's gonna be $20, $30 cheaper. Okay, so if you want to save, you can definitely wait a little bit and it will be cheaper. In that price range, there is plenty of things that are just as good, for sure, and some of them are even waterproof, like for example the new Salomon, I think, Outbound Prism GTX. Yes, GTX waterproofing is only $10 more. $100, yes, man, from $90 to $100, but you get the GTX waterproofing, and they're also fantastic shoes. I've done a review of those. It should be uploaded here on this channel. Check it out. And in fact, there's plenty of different shoes that are reviewed on the shelf, so check them out. Maybe you'll find something that you like even more than these. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about these shoes? What do you think about this review? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below, and I will be happy to address them. As always, thank you very much for watching. Always appreciate your time. This is Ultimate Survival Gear. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.